Boop, boop, doo doo. Oh, bollocks. Doo doo doo. Well, let me see if this is actually working because I'm not sure. Am I live and in living colour? That's the issue. Oh yeah, lovely stuff. So yeah, keeps going grey and then sunny, grey, sunny. So at some point you'll see like a sunbeam on my face and then it will disappear. There's a right fat pigeon on on the fence. Huge. Like I've never seen such a big pigeon. And there's also quite a tall I don't know what the plant is, but it's kind of like a weed, isn't it? It's a weed, and it's grown to like pretty much the centre of the window. And I saw a ladybird on there, and I do love ladybirds. They're like one of the few insects that I actually I actually like purely because they just look so cute, right? Um, I remember when I was a kid, we had a big um, rose bush in the back garden, and we used to get quite a few aphids on it. But eventually, the ladybirds had come along, and they'd you know they'd eat all the little aphids. So I've always had a fondness for ladybirds because they tend to keep the plants safe, you know. But yeah, it was a massive rose bush that we had. I mean, when I was a kid, I used to live with my nan and granddad, and we had damsons, we had apples, we had roses, we had blackberries, like brambles, like of the whole of the left side was like just full of brambles, and we used to let the neighbours come round and they could have their pick. They could have their pick of the blackberries. When I was a bit older, we started growing figs, and there was one time we actually found a wasp in one of the figs because I don't know if you know, but when you grow in figs and a wasp gets caught by one, it actually like grows around the wasp, and sometimes you get a nasty surprise if you open up a fig and there's a wasp in there. So Yeah. Oh, look, the sun's come out. Mm. So, yeah, I'm going to make another coffee in a minute because I spent this coffee trying to sort out the stream encoder, but it works now, so at least there's that. But yeah, I'm not expecting anybody to turn up. I'm just kind of doing it to have a little chat because you know it's this time of day I don't really get up to much. I've already done my walk. I don't really. I've got enough milk to last me until Tuesday, I reckon. So yeah, I don't really have much reason to pop out anywhere. And it's the bank holiday weekend, so yeah, it's not exactly. It's going to be a bit busy, isn't it? It's going to be full of people who work regular jobs, not like me. Oh, there we go. Hello, Zebs. Is it all working fine? Oh, I'll make you a moderator somehow. Do, do, do. Yeah, I was just saying about my. You didn't have a chat screen for ages. Oh, that's weird. Well, at least you got one now. Yeah, I was just talking about my back garden when I was younger. We had like there was one massive um, apple tree, um, and it used to grow like these massive mushrooms on as well. It's crazy, and yeah, I think someday I would like to have like fruit trees and vegetables when we have a garden. I think that'd be lovely. We used to grow spring onions as well, and I used to know what they looked like. I don't know if I would know now, but when my nan was cooking, she'd she'd asked me to go down to the garden and pick some spring onions, and yeah, that was always fun. Are you all right, Zebs? How are you? I just thought I'd give the YouTube stream a try. Nothing too fancy, you know. I thought I was going to do it on mobile, but it comes up saying that I need 50 subscribers, but I've already got 50 subscribers on YouTube. I've got 74 now. So, yeah. I know YouTube isn't a really big live streaming platform, but I figured I'd give it a go just for a little while. Getting on with life? I know exactly how it is. You're feeling sad about the FA Cup. That's what it is. Dear. Oh, it's right sunny now. Hmm. Hello, Tiger. How are you, love? You alright? Good day to you. I thought I'd just give the live stream a try. You know, you need 1,000 followers on TikTok to start a live stream, and I'm only on like 130 on TikTok now, so it's going to be a while. But yeah, I thought we'd just catch up and have a chat. Enjoy the Sunday afternoon. I was talking to my mum earlier, and she's going through some mental health struggles at the moment. So we were just having a bit of a chat about that. All the better for seeing me. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, love. Yeah. So we were just talking about that for a bit, and it's been like it'll be 2 years in October since my nan died, and my mum still hasn't really. She's still not really taking it very well. So, you know, we don't have the best relationship, me and my mum, but I do try my best to listen to what she has to say. But how are you both? I hope you're doing well. Yeah, just nice to be here, to be live. I will go get another coffee in a minute, so you'll just see an empty chair for a moment while I do that. Um, I bought some sourdough bread yesterday from the corner shop. It weighed £2.59 for sourdough. I love bread in general. Bread's like one of my favourite things. But sourdough bread is so expensive. You don't even get the full loaf. You don't even get the full loaf at the end of it, do you? I have a fine head of hair. Oh, thank you. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, I suppose it never. When it's somebody that you were really, really close to, it is going to be. It's probably going to be something that will carry for the rest of our lives, right? So yeah, you do have to just get on with things, but especially a parent, yeah. Yeah, I think about my nan every day, you know. She was always there for me when nobody else was, you know. And I remember the distinct time she said that she would always protect me until the day she died. And yeah, she certainly did do that because I was homeless the day she died. Which, looking, I can laugh at it now in a way, but Zebs will attest that that day was just incredibly tough. Um, and that's kind of I like to think that I'm considering what's happened to me in my whole life. I would consider myself remarkably well adjusted for the amount of stuff that I've gone through. Um, you just bought a rye loaf, £2 for 6 slices. Yeah, it is delicious, but it's expensive. Loved ones live on forever in your heart. Yeah, they do. They do. It's yeah. She's always here, and we've had our ups and downs, as like all families do. But yeah, you remember the good moments. But yeah, I'm really enjoying rye bread at the moment. I bought some. So when I do my weekly shop on a Tuesday, right? And I always try and go for a bit of a variety of bread. It was definitely a day. It was, yeah. I try and go for a variety of breads. I had a big phase of having ham and cheese toasted wraps for lunch, and I've kind of I want to like change things up a bit really, and I started going for sourdough. And I tried, there's a video on YouTube, it's a short one. It was just something that I wanted to test out. I did an experiment on white sourdough bread. Now, I should have done it as like a plain piece of bread, but because I put a load of butter on the bread, that affected my blood sugar. Because I wanted to see how my blood sugar would react to having some sourdough, because I like white bread, and white bread when you're type 2 diabetic is pretty bad. My diabetes is really well controlled, thankfully. Um, so I can have the occasional, sweet treat and whatever. But one of the worst things for it is white bread. So I have to be careful with that. And I looked at the sugar. I looked at the sugar for a slice of white sourdough, and it was lower than a slice of wholemeal bread. So I figured I'd try that out, and yeah, it was the butter that kind of sent me. You've gone on to more dense bread. It's twice the price, but what a difference! Get rid of the white bread. Too true. Too true. Yeah, it's nice though, isn't it? Yeah. Um, yeah. I really enjoy the Aldi dark rye sourdough. It's bloody lovely. Um, so I'll cut a slice in half and have two eggs on each half, so I can get some nice protein in for the day, or to start off my day. And yeah, I find that when I eat eggs, that fills me up a lot more than other things in the morning. Butter is the bugger. Yeah, I was saying to Zebs the other day, I had some butter, and I weighed it out because I tend to weigh things out to obviously work out the calories and that. I did 10 grams of Aldi butter, and it was 70 calories for 10 grams. Um, and when you put it like that, you just think, "Bah, heck, it's not worth it, is it?" Like 70 calories, like 100 grams of mushrooms is 12 calories. So I could have had, in theory, I could have had like half a kilo of mushrooms for just 10 grams of butter. It's mad, isn't it? When you kind of you see it laid out there. But hey, you know that's the remarkable thing about these journeys. You just you can see things objectively. And I do find stuff interesting like that, like numbers and stats and things like that. I always find that really interesting. You do a fabulous frittata, tons of mushrooms, very filling. Ooh, that does sound nice. The chips I weighed out, yeah, 100 grams of chips. It's nothing. It is absolutely nothing. It's mad, isn't it? That's what I like. That's kind of the good thing about it, is that if you know, do I use an air fryer? I do. Yes, I do. The last time I used the air fryer uh, was to roast some courgette, because I find that when you put courgettes in the air fryer, it retains the moisture, because obviously courgettes are very wet. I don't know. They've got a lot of water packed into them, and I find that when you air fry them, the water doesn't really escape. So yeah, I do like the air fryer. and I've stopped using olive oil in my cooking. I know it's a good fat, but I tend to be quite liberal with the old olive oil. That's uh, that's my big thing. Because when my nan was cooking, she would put tons of olive oil on everything, and I reckon I probably ate 300 calories just from olive oil. You know, but hey, it's a healthy fat. Oh, such a beautiful sunny day. Although when I went outside, it was grey as heck. So I think if there's an omnipotent being up there, he's against me getting a suntan because I'm pretty pale at the moment. Yeah, herbs and spices. I've got quite a lot of herbs and spices. I bought some paprika and some Italian seasoning from Waitrose last week. And I've got some seasoning from Lidl. I got some peri peri seasoning from Lidl. Um, what was the other one? Just some like normal chicken seasoning. You remember watching her cook once and thinking, is she going to stop pouring that oil? Yeah, it's she loved a bit of olive oil. Well, see, saying that, she used to do a couple of things because my nan was from the south of Italy, which is why I'm so incredibly handsome. My nan was from Italy and my granddad was from Ukraine. Um, Old Bay seasoning is fabulous. Oh, I bet. Don't worry, that's fine. Take your time with typing and that. You just do whatever's your speed. But yeah, she would buy peppers and chilies and aubergines, and she would fry them up in a load of olive oil and just keep it in the frying pan for like 2 or 3 days and eat from that. Uh, the old bit of the old Mediterranean diet, and they also had it in jars. There was an Italian shop that, well, it was a mobile like van that used to pop into town every Thursday, and we'd get biscuits. Nan sounds like a great cook. She was, yeah. She had lovely dinners. We get the melanzane, which is the aubergine, and the pepperoncino and things like that. And we'd also get the salami and the prosciutto. Um, when I was a kid, I used to enjoy like a slice of salami. Like we'd have a big like one boy. We'd have a big sausage, and we'd have a slice of salami, and yeah, it was lovely. Ah, it's delicious. So yeah, I'm fond of Italian cooking. Not all of it, 'cause some of it is a bit strange. Yeah, whenever Zebs is over here, I always cook. I think the one time Zebs tried to cook here, I ended up taking over. So you know, I think I might be I think I might be a bit controlling in the kitchen, unfortunately. Um, but yeah, I would like to expand my repertoire with regards to cooking, and I would like to do some cooking videos, but I need to like get some kind of things to set up the camera. Because I just use my phone. for a camera mainly, and I've got this little thing here. So when you see me do my talking videos, I sit over there on the leather chair, and I have this stand, and then I put my phone like this, and then I just talk at it for 15 minutes. I am a fussy bugger, yeah, I really am. This is why that's why I don't like fine dining. I'd love to come and cook for you. I'll not blow my own trumpet, but I am a good cook. Your dad taught you. Ooh. What's your what's your like best dish? What's your best dish to make? I love a really well made lasagna gets me every time. Like every time. You'd win me over. Ooh. Sounds like a challenge. Sounds like a challenge there, Tiger. Yeah, oh, I've really been wanting a lovely lasagna, and I do live in a town with a big Italian population, and I guess I think it would be my only meal I'd eat that day, but I'd just love to have a banging lasagna. Oof, just thinking about it, tickling me taste buds right now. We found anything interesting on the YouTubes lately? Anything worth watching? I follow, I can't remember his full name. He's a guy called Liam. Is it Liam Brown? I'm not sure. Um, Savoury stuff. You're a pasta girl. Anything with chicken, cheese. Your talents are limitless. Oh, very nice. I do like me pasta, I must say. Yeah, I think his name's Liam Brown, and he does walking videos. And one of the videos I watched of his recently, I think he went to Norway. Pasta just hates you. Yeah, it is an IBS trigger for you, isn't it? I'll tell you what. For me, there's nothing more hearty than a lovely bowl of spaghetti. You sound vain? No. If you've got talents, show them off. Doesn't matter. If you're good at something, shout it from the rooftops, I say. Um, but yeah, this guy was walking, I think it was Norway, and the landscape just looked stunning. And uh, I think I was talking to Zebs about it actually. One of my things I'd like to do when I've lost a bit more weight is to walk one of the three peaks in the UK. So I think I'd most likely want to do Snowdon, um, but there's also obviously Ben Nevis and Scafell Pike in Scotland and England, respectively. Um, so yeah, I think I'd like to do that. Obviously, that's a way away, um, but yeah, it's a bucket list thing for sure. You're addicted to horror. Karen is very much the nature watcher. We both love the camping vlogs. Yeah, this Liam guy does wild camping whenever he does his walks, and he always picks a really serene, a really serene place to camp up. Um, he was in Wales one time and he found like a stone fence and a grass field, and he was hidden from the wind and nobody disturbed him. It just looked really tranquil. What kind of horror stuff do you like then, Ruth? Sorry, I can call you Ruth, can't I? Unless you want to be called Tiger. Do, 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 do. I haven't watched a horror film for a while, but me and Zebs play a game called Dead by Daylight, which is an asymmetrical horror game. It's very scary. It's got like Michael Myers and those guys who go deep into the woods and survive on now. Like Bear Grylls and Ray Mears. I actually preferred Ray Mears over Bear Grylls. I don't know why. I guess you used to hear stuff about Bear Grylls that a lot of his stuff was fake, and Ray Mears seemed a bit more real, didn't he? Because yeah, Bear Grylls would be like laid up in a hotel when people thought he was, you know, when he was in in deepest darkest Indonesia or something. He'd actually be staying at a 4-star hotel in Kuala Lumpur, the Basket. So that's why I prefer Ray Mears. Are you Team Mears or Team Grills? Mm-hmm. Right, I think I'm going to make myself a coffee. So, if you don't mind talking amongst yourselves, I will be right back. Oh, I can't see the chat with that. Psychological, not the slasher stuff. The modern stuff is a bit too much. Okay, thank you, Ruth. I appreciate that. Yeah, there is a lot to be said for the psychological stuff because a lot of the modern day things are just gore for the sake of gore, aren't they? Because they remade the Texas Chainsaw Massacre film about a year or two ago, and that was just absolutely pointless. Zebs is a big fan of the Halloween series. I think he was one of the few people that liked Halloween Kills, I think. So, yeah. I'll be right back anyway. I'm going to make myself a coffee. La, la, la. Oh, it's coffee time. More coffee time. Halloween started out great. Aye. You do love the Halloween films. Even plan on having a Michael Myers tattoo when you finish designing the sleeve you want. What was I going to say? Is Karen celebrating the Man United Cup final win? Hello, Aaliyah. Welcome in. Cheers from Canada. Thank you so much. Nice to have you. Yeah. So I do stream video games, and sometimes, well, Zeb says it's not very often, but true. I do like to stream video games, and I just like to be here and I just like to be here and chat live and in living colour, you know. As much as I don't know. I think I am a bit of an introvert. No, well, I think I used to be an introvert when I was a lot heavier, and I feel like now I'm talking. People talk to me a lot more. Like strangers talk to me a lot more now I'm thinner. What games do I stream? I stream a lot of RPGs. I do I listen to music on stream occasionally, which is a bit of a no-no, but I stream on Twitch mainly. So, do I ever play Minecraft? Yeah, sometimes, not very often though. I'm becoming more of an extrovert. Yeah, I think so. Because I've noticed that people want to talk to me more now. They say hello and they talk about random things, and yeah, I never had that when I was like 30 stone, 35 stone, 30 stone as well. What's my channel on Twitch? Zebs, can you put it in the chat if you don't mind? I'm Jamius on Twitch. You'll get me into streaming on Twitch again if more people know. Yeah, thank you, Zebs. So I stream video games on there and have a bit of fun. Talk to people in a similar way that we're doing now, but I play games while I'm doing it. Yeah, so back to coming out of my shell. I think I am doing that more. It's yeah, it's mad to think, but I understand why I didn't like people for a very long time. And I think it's because of who I used to surround myself with, whether that was through choice or because of my living situation. But now that I've had, oh, there's a big squirrel there. Look, a squirrel. But now I've had a couple of years being, you can tell I'm a quiet man. Yeah, I'm, when I get to know people, I am a lot more open, and I think that I'm 39, and what I got from my 30s is that I'm a lot more comfortable with getting older. I I did a lot of stuff in my 20s, and yeah, I feel like my 30s told me that actually you're more suited to being a more um, a more older person, being more of a laid back kind of guy. Because I was always I was always very uptight when I was younger, and more annoying. I was quite annoying when I was younger. Um, but I think a lot of us were precocious, capricious, vainglorious, all those big words, you know. And I definitely, I think I feel like my aura has shifted in that respect. I'm just, I'm just happy now. Zebs did link it up a bit, Aaliyah. Well, actually, I can write. I think I can write it in, can't I? It's that's there you go. You're welcome. I because I've got two screens open. I forgot that I could actually type. You live life in the fast lane, but you're so much more suited to old age. You can't bother being wild. Exactly. I I always used to be one of the last people to leave the club. You know. Oh yeah, like the stream. Is that a thing? Thank you. Um, yeah, I was always one of the last people to leave the club. Uh, I would, you know, I'd be out for like 48 hours without sleep, and all sorts like that. So, yeah, my days like that are well behind me, and I couldn't be more happier for it. Obviously, you know, I'm paying the price in a lot of respects with regards to my health, with what I put myself through in my 20s. But that's just how it is. I used to feel like pushing out against the world because, you know, I felt like me being fat was not my fault, but I was the only one that was ingesting the food. Uh, and yeah, you know, we can blame other people all we want for the things that happen to us, but at the end of the day, we're the people that have to carry the burdens, even if other people did them to us. You used to think you were missing out if you weren't partying, but less said, soonest mended. Exactly. Um, I go to bed at like 10, 11 now, and yeah, it's great. The only thing that's annoying at the moment is because it's the summertime. You get woken up by the birds at like 4:30, 5 in the morning, and I'm like, oh, they're my alarm clock now, and yeah, they're not saying anything now, are they? Because I can normally hear them through the windows, but no, you don't hear any of the buggers now. They're all up with the lark because they are larks, maybe, and yeah, I don't know. Most people don't. I'm just a super light sleeper. Yeah, I guess I am. That is my issue. You love getting up with the birds and watching the sunrise. That does sound lovely. I live next to a forest and a river, and the amount of animals that I see is just wonderful. Um, I didn't post it on YouTube, but I did a video on TikTok where I saw five baby geese and two big geese, and they were just swimming. They were just swimming along the river, and that was just such a wonderful moment to see. Saying that though, when I lived in Milton Keynes, I lived in Milton Keynes, and I was like pretty much in the centre, so there wasn't really anything anywhere. Can you move in with me? It's a one bed flat, so it'll be a bit of a tight squeeze, but sure. Um, I was in a taxi, and the taxi driver stopped all of a sudden, and I didn't know why. And I looked forward, and there was a duck and ten little ducklings just crossing the road randomly, and it was just, oh, I don't know, things like that just fill me with joy. You grew up living next to a river in the country, now you live in the city, and you miss the country so much. Yeah, I feel that. I used to live in London when I was 18, and I hated it. Absolutely hated it. Um, so I moved back because it's just living in a big city is just not for me. Um, I think I'm quite lucky to live um, in a small town. It's yeah. I don't know. I never felt rested when I lived in London. I always felt on edge, even if I slept, had a good night's sleep. A mattress will do you. It'll be good for your back. I used to sleep on the floor quite a lot. Nature and wildlife are so uplifting. They really are. I've seen animals that I've not seen for years around here. I saw a heron, um, who are normally they're quite furtive creatures, aren't they? And I saw one just dipping its beak into the riverbank. It was so cool. But yeah, there's like pathways along the river, and on the other side of the river, um, there's a country park, and that's actually where I did my first 5k race, my first and only 5k race, to be fair. But took me 80 minutes to do that 5k. Now, as someone who, I think at the time, I think I was like on the cusp between 24 and 23 stone. It was a few weeks ago, and yeah, it was tough because I didn't stop. That was one of the first times doing a 5k that I didn't stop at all, and I came last, obviously, no shame in that. And it took 80 minutes. And you know what? I didn't expect. I didn't expect to hear how many people saying that that wasn't good enough. Do I cycle? No, I don't, Aaliyah, no. I've heard that cycling's a lot better on the knees compared to old walking. You're lacking wildlife here. I see, yeah, yeah. Well, you're up in Manchester, aren't you? My my uncle used to live up in Manchester. I can't remember where, um, but I only visited him once when I was about 4 years old, and we got the train from Milton Keynes to Manchester Piccadilly. So I think that's the only time I've been to Manchester. Um, yeah. Now what was I saying? Yeah. So there were people that were like, "You missed that. What wasn't good enough?" I did a 5k race in 80 minutes, 80. So I took an hour and 20 minutes, and I talked about it on Reddit, and there were people like, Oh, did you take one step every half an hour? So yeah. And there was actually somebody when I finished a race. He was like, "Oh, I can't believe there was somebody still going." So, oh, all right, fool. Just want to point out that when I first met James, he couldn't walk from his nan's front door to the taxi without needing a good 15-minute break. Yeah, it's mad, isn't it? Because for Zebs and I, we're a lockdown romance. We got started during lockdown, didn't we? We met just before, and yeah, lockdown brought us together. Walking with poles takes pressure off the knees and hips. Is that uh, Nordic walking? I think it's called, right? Because I have seen people with those. I think, what, you're skiing or something? But I think that's that's Nordic walking, isn't it? I think that's what it's officially called. Yeah, we met just before lockdown. I think it was the January. Um, yeah, we couldn't meet for over a year. We first met on my birthday in 2021, right? For the old eat out to help out thing. You got your theories about that type, suffice to say. They have nothing of interest to say, so you ignore. Yeah, yeah. I completely. I, I try my best, but there's just a little part of the child in me that takes everything to heart. For all the negative, insensitive peeps out there, there are plenty who will recognise your efforts and progress and cheer you on. Yes, I mean, that is true. I had a ton of positivity from people for that, and I, I did challenge myself to a 5K, and I've got my medal here. It's a lovely medal, and it's to celebrate new beginnings. Um, and it's just something that I got for myself in order to just symbolize a new beginning, you know, in my life. And yeah, I keep it here underneath the coffee table just to remind me of how far I've come, basically. Ooh. Your dad used to say the town's full of them. Town's full of right, 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 effing effers. But yeah, um, I do want to start going to the gym as well to get some strength up. The internet is flooded with odd bods. Just be a bit choosy. I know. I mean, you know, the kind of people that you ladies talk about on your channel. The old Amber Lynn, the old foodie beauty. You know, they're not exactly the best role models, are they? I do have a habit of listening to the 1%. I do, yes. And I think that was always a problem for me because I love acting and I love streaming and I love talking to people. But when I was younger, I people would never listen to me. People would always say I was boring or they'd talk over me and stuff like that. So I just ended up not talking, and that was it. But now I'm enjoying my newfound freedom to just talk and you know just say what I like. You've had a few trolls, yeah, that doesn't surprise me with that kind of thing. I mean, I'm getting people reporting my videos, so they don't even have the balls to they don't even have the balls to actually talk poop about me because how are you going to tell me that my videos are self-harm when I'm eating 3 meals a day that are like a normal portion size? I just don't understand. As demoralising as strangers can be, family can be just as bad. Oh, yeah, yeah. Family, well, I don't really want to get into it that much, but my nan remarried after my granddad died, and suffice to say, that person was probably the worst thing that ever happened to me in my life. So, yeah. Reporting my videos is crazy. Yeah, I just don't know why people want to do that. I'm wondering if it's like people who find the word calorie triggering. I don't know if you've watched my video today, but I remade the video I did yesterday, and the video today I have eliminated the amount of calories that I put in them. So I'm hoping that that has nipped it in the bud, and I won't be reported for anything anymore, which is frustrating because I'm trying to live my best life basically, and there are people out there that are like, nope, you cannot do that. I'm triggered. I'm reporting you. What amazed me though was that that YouTube upheld the complaint. I was like, all right. There's no changing them, so change the way you react. That's where you have control. Yeah, exactly. Like, other people's opinions. It's like that. Is it a Dr. Zeus saying? Those who mind don't matter. Those who matter don't mind. I think that's how it goes, right? But yeah, I don't know, man. Why are you reporting my videos, bro? Zebs is probably my biggest supporter in everything that I've done in the past 4 years. Yes, love that phrase. Yeah, I was racking my brain trying to think of how to word it properly. But yeah, it, I used to be like, I used to even be scared of wearing certain things outside. That's the one, Dr. Seuss. Yeah, thanks, Ruth. I remembered it luckily. Yeah, I even used to be like wary about what I would be wearing in the summer and things like that. But I mean, a few years ago, I wouldn't even be going out in the summer. I'd just be staying in, sat on my bed. I was effectively bedbound for like 2 years, and I still have a lot of health issues relating to that um, that I'm trying to work through. And it's at this point now where I fully grasped that only I can only I can make positive changes, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. And nobody's going to stop me. That's how I feel now. And I think that comes part and parcel with being a bit older. I think when you get a bit older, you tend to care less about people's opinions of you. Because I always used to worry about doing certain things, even in my own, even like living with my nan and her husband, I would always be wary of how I acted. If I was like too loud or or whatever, and now I can just do what I want, and that is the most that is the most liberating feeling. I tell you that. Thank you, Ruth. That's really lovely to hear. Our muscles atrophy so quickly when we're bedbound. Yeah, yeah. Like now, I have really bad knees still. Not to toot your own horn, but I think it's helped you have something to be better for as well. Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. Like, I think if you weren't around, I would be in a lot worse situation, um, comparatively. So, yeah. But, yeah. Oh, so much to talk about, so much to think about. It's mad, isn't it? Has anybody? Is it a bank holiday? Is it a public holiday in Canada as well, Aaliyah? Because tomorrow is it's a bank holiday here. And I was wondering what you guys are going to be doing for the bank holiday. I was just looking outside, and there's another fat pigeon there. They must be well fed around here, because all the pigeons I see are fat. They are really big boys and girls. Bless them. And they just sit there. They sit there and they look straight ahead, but because the eyes are on the side of the head, I feel like they're looking into my kitchen window, like scrutinizing what I eat, if I'm eating enough seeds, nuts and seeds. It's Memorial Day tomorrow. Okay. You had Victoria Day last Monday. Is that to do with Queen Victoria? Or I don't know what that is, sorry. Should see the size of the one in your garden, makes the fence wobble when he lands. Oh, bloody hell. You're doing the usual, you're retired and you absolutely love it. That's great, Ruth. You used to be a nurse, right? If I remember you saying in a video once, is that right? Or you did a few jobs here and there. I don't know. I can't remember. I'm not good at remembering certain things. Just in this garden alone, we do get wildlife. There's lots of squirrels, pigeons. We had a cat as well. Yesterday I saw one, black and white cat. Here in Quebec, instead of celebrating Victoria Day, they celebrate the French revolutionaries. Oh, it honours Queen Victoria. Okay. You were both nurses for decades. Is that how you both met? Um, so in Quebec, do they celebrate like Bastille Day or something, which is, I think, July? My hair is so fluffy. I don't have any product in it. And when that happens, I'm just like a big floof. So it's going to be like this for today. Can't wait to retire. Have a nice allotment. Grabbing turnips. Leaving parsnips by the side of the road. No, you were friends for decades, but it's coincidental. You were nurses. Ah, okay, fair enough. The national holiday in Quebec is June 24th in honour of Saint Jean Baptiste. I have no idea who that is. We don't celebrate St George's Day in England, mainly because, like, sounds like fate. Oh, we do. Yeah, it seems like a lot of countries have their um, patron saint holiday, unlike England. I know it's kind of associated with the fascist weirdos, but it'd be nice to have an extra day off, wouldn't it? You both left nursing before retirement and tried to become entrepreneurs. Less said, sooner than did. Oh yeah, you had your little foray into eBay and that, right? Yeah. I couldn't do that. I tried flipping stuff on eBay years ago. It never worked out because I always used to buy tat. Like the only thing I used to get that sold really well were like CDs and DVDs, and then they put the kibosh on that on Amazon, didn't they? So I'd stopped selling CDs. Um, I remember I sold a Susie and the Banshees CD for like 30 quid because it was a rare one. Um, and then I when I was homeless the first time, I completely lost my CD collection. You had a lot of forays into a few things like Rodney and Del Boy. Oh yeah. Were you both like, this time next year we'll be millionaires? That kind of thing. Oh, that was a lovely coffee, that. They didn't have any Mellow Birds in Aldi, so I bought some Nescafe Gold Blend. Oh, it's been lovely. Very flavoursome. I do love me some coffee. You had a beard care business years ago, yeah. For hubby's B-Day, you bought him a vintage Supertramp album from a local Facebook marketplace reseller. Oh, was it a vinyl or was it a CD? So I'm kind of interested in starting to collect vinyl. I would love to do that. I don't have a vinyl player, but modern vinyls actually have the MP3s that you can download now, which is really cool. Um, so you can keep your vinyls in mint condition. It was a vinyl album. Nice. Yeah, my nan had. She liked Elvis, and she had some coloured vinyls of Elvis albums. So she had she had yellow. She had a yellow one and a red one, and she also had some Roy Orbison vinyls as well. Um, but yeah, my mum was really into punk, so we had a lot of like Sex Pistols, um, Susie and the Banshees, Sham 69, uh, all those sorts of bands, you know. Yeah, they do. Yeah, um, I watched somebody on Twitch who has a band called Closure in Moscow, and for their latest album, they did a run of coloured vinyls, which looked really cool. Um, yeah, it's some of them are very stunning. Um, I'm a bit of a music head with with like early 2000s. Like my favorite kind of period of time for music is between the late 70s and ends about 2005, and that's sort of when I fell off. I used to work. It was very brief. I used to work at a record company in London, and yeah, that was a really enjoyable job. Um, there were people there who were like, weirdos, but you wish you kept hold of your LPs, but you moved around so much, all is lost. Yeah, I get that. C'est la vie, indeed, as Bewitched would say. What are your three favourite bands or singers? So, oof. I'd say Björk is one of the top ones that I would go for. Um, Manic Street Preachers, another one. I used to be a massive Morrissey fan, and then I discovered that our politics don't align, so I stopped listening to Morrissey a few years ago. And also, fun fact: Morrissey tried to sue me once, unsuccessfully, but he did try to sue me. Uh, so, so who would take number three then in that case? Yeah, so Björk, Susie and the Banshees, Manic Street Preachers. I think that would be my three. Björk was like my first big music crush. I loved her music. Such a young thing, I know. I'm almost 40 though, to be fair, so I've been a bit around the block. But yeah, the first album I bought, um, well, the first single I bought, I was like 10, 12, something like that, and it was Dance the Night Away. You never heard any of them. You got to up your music game. Well, they're all very UK centric. They're very, very popular in the UK. Surprised Ramstein wasn't up there. I've got a few of their albums, but I'm not a massive fan of theirs. Um, like if we, oh, it's raining. Um, if we're going for German bands, I would like my favourite German band is Einstürzende Neubauten. Um, because they're like I do like experimental music, and I like German music for some reason. I don't know why. Nico was one of my big music loves when I was younger as well. I just like experimental music. You like George Michael's? Oh, we love George Michael's. Your favourite is Pink Floyd. Very nice. Yeah, I I think with like most things really, I tend to I tend to go for the more experimental things. The first single you bought was "Silence Is Golden" by the Tremolos. Blimey, you don't care much for Roger Waters' politics. Yeah, that's fair. God rest his soul, George Michael's. Yeah, yeah, he died. He died on Boxing Day one year, didn't he? He was apparently George Michael did masses of charity work anonymously, and I feel like that's the sign of a really cool person. Like he didn't care, about the fame that it would bring him doing charity work. He just did it, and that just is so admirable. You're a Jethro Tull Meatloaf kind of girl. Oh, okay. I I only know one Jethro Tull song. Uh, Living in the Past, I think it's called. Do 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 do. I think I think that's Jethro Tull, isn't it? A Meatloaf, he's got a few classics, hasn't he? But yeah, I'm not really well versed on Jethro Tull. I just know they had a flute player that was he was kind of all over the place, wasn't he? Some people thought he only had one leg. Good one. Yeah. Um, yeah, 60s music. is not really something I delve into very much. Although I did used to. I had like a brief thing about Jefferson Airplane, which is promised. Ian Anderson. Is that who the flute player was? 'Cause I really don't know. But yeah, my kind of knowledgeable base about music tends to be late 70s. Oh, okay. Late 70s to early 2000s. I used to want to be a doctor when I was younger, and then when I discovered like music, I did a 180 and disappointed everyone. Because my family wanted me to be a doctor, and I turned 15 and I was like, nah, I'm going to be a DJ. I think he went a bit balmy, but don't quote you. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Like I say, I just know the song, "Living in the Past." That's about it. But yeah, I I wanted to, I was actually planning on doing a video today about failure, because I've failed quite a few times in my life, but I've never given up, which I think is a very very key thing when you're doing stuff, right? You can fail, but that's fine as long as you don't give up, which I think lends itself well to like weight loss journeys and that. So that that's probably a video idea for today or tomorrow. I'm enjoying doing the long videos for YouTube. I tell you, I I was always thinking about it in the sense of like the consumable format for um, for like TikTok videos and stuff. But now I want to do like the longer stuff. Will I be live streaming regularly? If not on the schedule, might you be able to post some advance notice on a community post? Sometimes we can be sure to catch you, please and thank you. Yeah, yeah, I can do that. This was kind of a test to for me to check the encoder was working properly. I do have a Discord, yes. It's primarily for my gaming, but you don't fail, you just stall a bit, that's your story and you're sticking to it. I mean, it's true. It's true. Like failure is something that everybody will encounter, whether it's on a large scale or a small scale or a literal scale, like a weighing scale. And like I say, I've failed a lot at things, and I feel like I'm the perennial late bloomer. Um, Hold on, I think I can do a link. Let me just get a link for the Discord. Oh, there you go, Elia. That's the that should link you to the Discord. You're welcome. It's pretty quiet because there aren't many people on there. So, I mean, if people are interested, then I'll open up the Discord to the YouTube side of things as well. Um, I'm deaf for a late bloomer. They're the best flowers. Exactly. Thank you so much. That's a lovely way of putting it. Well, it's like I went to university when I was 18. I failed. I went back to university at the age of 25, and I completed my master's degree as well as my bachelor's degree by the age of 30. First class degree in creative writing and a commendation master's in creative writing. Um, so I always feel like there will be times when you're not ready to achieve something. So I had to take 7 years to actually be ready to achieve something, you know. Um, so yeah, um, and it's like now I want to try and get into some voice acting. I did. I was an extra for uh, a trailer for a superhero like comic adaptation. It was like small budget, but they wanted to get it out there. You're a high achiever in my eyes. Bless you, Ruth. I appreciate that. I kind of have you shared any of your creative writing somewhere online? Um, I've been working on a crime trilogy. Wow, for a couple of years now. Are you active as a writer on Twitter? I have I have a blog. Let me find it. I'm sorry, I'm sniffling a bit. I've got an issue with my sinuses, so if I talk a lot, I end up like sniffing a lot. So I do apologise. I'm gonna. I hope to have an operation. My voice is superb. Thank you. A lot of people say that, but I don't know if that will translate well to voice acting. But that's my blog. I write poetry. So if you enjoy poetry, then that is the thing. And also, I released a PDF, a poetry collection that's all online. Um, and I've done it as like a pay whatever you want kind of thing. Um, so that poetry collection is like a set of like micro poems about the time between 2012 and 2022. And yeah, you can just download it for free if you want. You don't have to pay anything. Um, I'm hoping to. You'll be busy checking my links today. I appreciate that. That's very kind of you. Um, I see. I love writing poetry. I love writing in general, but the the amount of mental health issues that I've had in the past like 10 years have made it so incredibly difficult for me to um, get my writing out onto the page, and it's yeah, it's just been incredibly difficult, and I want to make I want to make like media videos, writing my main concern, um, but there's a lot of issues that still hang about with me that make it difficult. You know, you wandered lonely as a cloud. Ah, yes, that is a classic. My favourite poet is well, when I was younger, it was Sylvia Plath because she was very angsty. um, But I think when it comes to the to where I'm at now, I feel like I like people like there's a Czechoslovakian. I think he was Czechoslovakian because I can't remember whether he's Czech or Slovakian because when he used to do his stuff, it was an amalgam. You have to go. No worries, Ruth. Thank you so much. Let us know when I go live again. Oh, bless you. I appreciate you being here. Have I considered a dedicated YouTube channel for my poetry? Yeah, yeah, I have. I'm just not sure. It's just that belief in myself. Robert, Robert Service. I've never heard of him. I learnt about Robert Frost at school. He was great. I actually loved his. Simon Armitage. Take care, Ruth. See you soon. Send my love to Karen as well. Um, yeah, Miroslav Holub is his name. He's one of my favourites. Peter Redding is also another one I really enjoy. E. Cummings as well is another one. Um, I like Ted Hughes as well. What's his name? The Irish poet. I really enjoyed him. Seamus Heaney. Yeah, I really like Seamus Heaney as well. But yeah, I think poetry's such a niche thing, isn't it? Um, so it's like it's hard to carve out something in that space because I like to do things that aren't like mainstream, you know. So I'm not going to be like roses are red, violets are blue. I like coffee, and I like you too. You know, that kind of thing. They just I don't know. I kind of push myself into a corner when it comes to writing because I just don't want to. I don't want to be. I don't want to be airport material. But then there's an audience for everything, really, isn't there? You have to run too. Yeah, no worries. Thank you for being here earlier. It's been wonderful to have all of you to talk to me. I wasn't planning on being on for much longer anyway, so because I want to make some lunch. But yes, thank you so much for being here. Do 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 do. But yeah, if you join the Discord, we're in there and we can have a chat, and it'll hopefully get people talking more. But yeah, it's been lovely, lovely. Where'd you get your live stream from, eh? Thank you. You too. I hope you have a great week and a great day. Take care, Leah. Do, 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 do. Well, now I'm gonna have to stream on Twitch as well, ain't I? Might do that after dinner, because then I'll be able to see the screen then, won't I? God, I'm so pale. Look at me. You have to decide to join with either your Discord gaming name or your real one. It's fine. You could do. I think you could do both, couldn't you? You could do dit/dit. Take care. Won't be pale next month. Yes. You'll be checking Twitch later. Nice. I always notify in the Discord when I'm live on Twitch, so that will be there. Take care. Oh, I'll be burnt to a crisp. Oh, I need to keep some tissues nearby for when I get sniffly. Because I think it's to do with the pollen that's about. Because when I go out, I do get a bit tingly in the old nasal cavity. So I'm wondering if it's to do with that. Honestly, can't wait. Just want to sleep until we go. I know, right? You're going to be here for like a week or so before, though, right? Because I don't want to be. Because I don't have I don't have a suitcase or anything. So you gotta be here. You gotta be here for me. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. I'm wondering if I can game the system with TikTok and be able to live stream early. Oh, you've got us cases, etc. Okay, that's alright then. But I'm so happy that I've done this YouTube lark. You know, I'm not the most talented talker. I am a word salad enthusiast. But yeah, I do enjoy just being real with people, and just talking and stuff. They had some beautiful cases in Morrison's, but when I went in the other day, they were going, "Oh, that's a shame." That is a shame. Hmm. I used to have some suitcases, but someone threw them out for some reason. So that was nice. I don't know what to have for lunch. I don't bloody know, do I? Just something quick and easy. It's a bit too warm for soup. Although I do love soup. I'm gonna have to save the lamb soup for you, Zebs, if you want it, because I don't like lamb. Well, I haven't had it for a long time, but I remember being put off it years ago. Years ago. You haven't eaten yet? Why not? Well, I'll tell you what. We'll finish the live stream here because I've been talking for an hour and a half, which is made. You don't mind a bit of lamb? Yeah, that's alright. I might try it when we're away. We'll see. But yeah, good stream, innit? Oh, it took me ages to set up because I don't know why. But yeah, I guess if people want to be here, I will notify them. Probably be a nice weekend thing to stream on here, eh? But yeah, I will be back another time. Very enjoyable stream, and yeah, I'll see you later. Goodbye.